Okay, this video tutorial looks at the mathematical strand of number, and more specifically, we're going to focus our understanding on the discriminant. So what is the discriminant? Well, essentially, it's part of the quadratic formula that involves the square root sign. So you can see here we've got the quadratic formula here, and you can see that the discriminant is actually just the piece that goes under the square root sign. All right, and we can use this to determine different things. So how do we use it? Well, we simply substitute our values of a, b, and c like we would normally for the quadratic formula. We put that into our discriminant formula, all right, and we can use this to work out if the quadratic has two solutions, one solution, or no solutions. So you can see here the symbol of the triangle meaning discriminant, and we've also got that same symbol here. So if we get a discriminant that's less than 0, there are no real solutions. If we get an answer that is equal to 0, we know that it's one real solution. And if we get a discriminant that's bigger than 0, then we end up with two solutions. So let's have a look at some example questions. Now, remember that the discriminant formula is b squared take 4ac. All right, in these particular cases, we've got our a, our b, and our c. So if I want to work out the discriminant, I've got 6 squared, take 4 lots of 2 times minus 2. And this is going to give us 36. 4 times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, so plus 16, which is going to be 52. So therefore, we know that 52 is actually greater than 0, so we're going to have two solutions. In our second example, we've got A, B, and C here. So our discriminant is going to be 3 squared, take 4 lots of 1, lots of 4, which is actually 9, take 16, minus 7. So therefore, as minus 7 is actually less than 0, we have no solutions for x. And our last equation, we've got a, b, c. So this becomes 9 squared, take away 4 lots of 2, lots of minus 5, which is 81, take away, plus 40, which is 121. And then we know that 121 is again greater than 0, so we have two solutions. Something to consider is that these two solutions are actually irrational solutions. And the reason for that is because this number here is not a square number. Okay, whereas if we look over here, 121 is a square. So therefore, our two solutions over here are going to be rational solutions. All right, so if we end up with a number greater than 0 and it's a square number, we get two solutions that are rational. If we end up with a number greater than 0 that is not a square number, we end up with two solutions that are irrational. So here are some practice questions I'd like you to have a go at. Please feel free to pause the video. Once you think you've got the answer, continue the video and we'll see how you went. Okay, so let's see how you went. In our first example, we've got our A, our B, and our C here. So remember our discriminant is going to be -9 all squared. Take 4 lots of 1, lots of -10, which is actually 81 plus 40, which is 121. We know that 121 is actually greater than 0, and 121 is a square number. So in this particular case, we're going to have two rational solutions. In our next example, we've got A, B, and C here. So our discriminant is going to be -2 all squared. Take 4 lots of 1, lots of 14, which is 4 take away 56, which is minus 52, and we know that minus 52 is actually smaller than 0, so we have no real solutions to this one. And in our last one, we've got it's not actually equal to 0, so we need to change this. We need to add 49 to both sides to make it equal to 0. So then we end up with x squared plus 14x plus 49 equals 0. We've now got our A, our B, and our C. So our discriminant is going to be 14 squared, take away 4 lots of 1, lots of 49. And this becomes 196, take away 196. That gives us an answer of 0, which means we have one real solution.